I'm picking today with Daniel, one of our workers from Poland, who's with us until October when he goes back to university. We're picking St Edmund's Russet, which is a second early variety, and one of over 50 varieties that we grow on this 9-acre site. I planted the first trees here in 2005, so they're now 10 years old and able to hold full crops for the first time. The philosophy behind this orchard was to grow traditional varieties that date back to the Victorian era, such as Ashmead's Kernel, Blenheim Orange and Darcy Spice, and we even have one variety, Court Pen du Plat, that dates back to Roman times. We also grow quite a few modern varieties that are a bit unusual, like Scrumptious, Hereford Russet and Saturn. This gives our customers a chance to taste apples that are completely different from the standard supermarket selection. Yeah, these red sleeves are going to go for cider, basically. We've only got 6 trees. We've got about 5 varieties in the farm shop at the moment. We've got Delbar, Scrumptious, St Edmund's Russet, Discovery Still.
That's 11.35 then, please. Thank you.
I think that'll do now for them. What about your conference? Have you got any conference yet?
Yes.
And we found a bit of a niche. We're lucky in some respects where we are growing because there aren't many fruit growers in the area. So we haven't got direct competition for local outlets. And people are looking for locally produced fruit, vegetables, you name it. And that's something that has changed about the market in the last sort of 10 to 15 years. You know, at one time there wasn't any interest really in where food was produced, but now there is. You know, it's sort of it's a big selling point.
Okay. See you then.
Yeah, see you then.
Yeah, bye.
Bye.
How have we got there?
9.
So you're a regular customer of Tim's?
Yes, in the season, yes. Usually we start in sort of early August with various sorts of plums, but you're waiting all the time for these things to come on. Everyone comes for them, and you can't quite beat the fish, you know.
We do quite a bit of local wholesaling. We've got, I suppose, a dozen or so people that own local shops, local farm shops, secondary wholesalers that come directly to the farm.
Where you are in London?
Paul is a local strawberry grower with a farm shop in Milton near Cambridge. He buys plums and apples from us to add to his own produce. Today he's treating his customers to some Peasgood non-such cooking apples as well as Victoria plums.
Are you reasonably happy about the way it's going?
Yeah, the prices could be better. I would say that, wouldn't I? Yeah, I'm quite happy with the way things are going at the moment. We didn't get quite all the crop picked, which is unfortunate, but when you have a full crop, that's often the way. You just can't get it picked in the right condition in time. And most of the rest of it goes on to the London markets, Spitalfield and Western. At the moment, Western's selling quite a lot. We had 5 pallets down to the London markets last night and 3 tonight, and hopefully there'll be quite a bit for the weekend as well. So yeah, the markets are starting to pick up. They always do in September. So we're starting to ship some stuff.
So it's the same thing as usual, 5 jobs?
Yeah, same thing as usual. Yeah, I started at 6:30 this morning, and if there's more hours in the day, I'll get caught up. But I never will. Not this time of year. By the middle of September, we are into the main apple picking season. We move through the orchard picking one variety after another as they ripen. Today, we are picking Red Windsor.
It's hard work?
Depends. The first day are always hard because your body is not really used to it, but later it's kind of getting easier.
we're halfway through picking copses. We've just got the best quality stuff off. It looks like they're trying to load copses and brambles on at the same time, which isn't exactly ideal. Right, we'll just supercase this. We can already tell that this harvest is going to be a good one. This puts extra strain on our limited cold storage space. With so many varieties, we need to be able to load the cold stores in the right sequence. Organising this is always a challenge and starts by loading the trailer properly in the orchard. It's important not to mix up different varieties on the same pallet. We've got some Blenheims to do in here as well, and then there's some pears to pick as well tomorrow. And then after that we'll go on to the next bit of copses on the other side there. Well, we'll get quite a good grade out with these. I mean, there is some small stuff amongst here, but we put it all over the grader, and yeah, it's quite a good grade out. A reasonable quantity of good big stuffs, and the small stuff either goes for juice or for cider, some of the other. But yeah, they're about ready really. They're hard enough to store for a few weeks. Good colour on some of them anyway.
And these are Blenheims, are they?
Yeah. They're good with cheese. Very nice with a bit of stilton in them. Right, we've got a size grader here, so that will get fed down the chute. You've got rollers with holes in. These go around and they drop through the various different size holes.
So when did you say this wonderful machine dated back to, Tim?
I'm not sure exactly. 1950s, I think, my father told me. It's been on the farm for as long as I can remember anyway. We're back at Burwash Manor in Barton near Cambridge. I've got my youngest daughter Lottie helping out and James doing some selling. So we do this apple day here every year. We've been doing it, yeah, it might be 10 years. And yeah, it's a busy event, you know, especially if it's a nice day. And brings a lot of people out. It starts getting busy sort of, I don't know, any time now, sort of between 11 and 12, and keeps going all day. Gets busy right the way through till 4 quite often.
Did I do that? Did I do that? Maybe. Sorry.
Owner Mike Radford organises this Apple Day as a charity event to raise money for the Sick Children's Trust at Addenbrooke's Hospital. Oh, sorry, yeah, that's on the end.
Oh, there, sorry.
Yeah,
He's a tasting expert. He knows his apple juice.
These Apple Days give us the opportunity to display and sell our full range of apple varieties and juices. It also gives us a chance to draw new customers to our own farm shop in Melbourne. Well, let's go for a kilo of those, please.
The russet keep better than the Pitmaster and pineapple, definitely.
We'll be picking for about another 2 weeks, 3 weeks maybe, and then it will be just flat out juicing. At the moment we've virtually run out of cold storage space, so we're having to juice all the stuff that's come in from other people. We're going to try and get as much of that done this week, so we're operating the juicing machine. We're having 2 people on the juice press and 2 or 3 people in the orchard, and sort of doing both jobs at once.
How many litres are you making now?
Because it depends if we are juicing later on or not. If we are, I guess we're doing like 4 barrels 250 or something liters each.
So it's like 1,000 litres a day?
Yeah.
This is a fairly typical batch I'm bottling up at the moment. The How Green School, parents of How Green School, club together and gather enough apples for a pressing. 180 pounds of apples for a pressing, and that will give them about 70 bottles, which they distribute amongst themselves. I don't know, they might be selling it to raise funds for the school. We press for Wimpole and Nebworth House brought in a batch. We'll end up doing about 15,000 bottles for other people this year, which is, it's quite a useful little sideline. It's not something we've ever advertised. People basically found us, so it's a useful little addition, really. By early November, we'll just be concentrating on juicing. We get 108 bottles in the pasteuriser, and once this is loaded, the temperature will drop down to about 45 degrees. So it'll take 40 minutes to bring that back up to 70, and then another 20 minutes. And I need to put a label on top of the pasteuriser to remind me of whose juice it is in there. It's very easy to get confused between one batch and another.
Yeah, it's going alright. We're coming towards the end of the season now. We've got to pick these ones pretty quick because they're all starting to drop.
So what variety are these?
Oh god. I don't know. It's a russet of some sort. You know, Kuba? You know what these are?
What you mean?
You know what these are?
Rosemary russets.
Rosemary russet, there you go.
Thanks, Cuba.
We didn't get a chance to do much picking this week. We picked the Darcy Spice, and we've still got Braeburn and Pixie and Ida Red to pick. So we've got a couple of days picking next week. They need to come off, so we've got to get on with it. But we've been busy juicing everyone else's apples that have been brought in. So we've just finished that today. We will do by the end of the day. We've got the customers there, basically. They're ready-made customers. So we've got to carry on doing it. We can do about 1,000 bottles a day, something like that. So it's worth doing. Copses have been a bumper crop this year, the heaviest crop we've had for 10 years probably, and quality has been very good. I mean, we're getting, of the large stuff, we're getting over 90%, which is very good for copses, and very good.
Pleased to see the last of the apples being picked.
No, I kind of miss picking now after all those weeks with just juicing.
Yeah, it's finished.
The last day of picking, maybe.
You've done a big shift, really, haven't you?
Yeah, it's about 4 months.
4 months. Will you come back and do another one?
Next year?
Yeah.
Probably.
Maybe?
Yeah, I think so.
Are you happy to see the end of the picking?
Yeah, especially as now it's getting a bit too cold to do anything outside. And there's still plenty of juicing to be done, so the sooner we get back onto that, the better really.